Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG Online video, and you guys have requested to see a Flareon and Empoleon deck. Well, I've scoured the internet and in search for a good setup for this deck. I had some of my own, and it came out to just look really similar to the one that Orion Craig used during the Florida Regional Championships earlier this year. The Top Cut posted this video on March 4th, 2015, earlier this year, so that's about 2 months ago-ish, and this is such a good deck. It's really well put together, and I just said, well, yeah, I can't really come up with anything greater. I mean, I probably could. We could always modify it, but I think this is really, really nice to just play it as is. So, anyways, we have here Audino with Busybody. We just want to play it just to heal some things off. We got Ditto here for Transform. That way we can just load up on the Eevee and Flareon and kind of evolve a little faster. And also, you know, if it gets knocked out, that's an additional Pokemon card hitting the field, hitting the discard pile. We've got the Swirlix and Slurpuff line here just for tasting. Very likely we probably won't use them. They could just be for fuel for our Eevee that evolves into Leafeon here for Energy Crush. But then it's going to be mostly for the Flareon that's not here. That's kind of strange here. Let me try it again. Oh, the Flareon! He's so awesome that he does not want to show up. But you can see here Flareon has the attack Vengeance, and it's a bit of a shame that we won't be able to see Flareon, but there it is. Vengeance doing 20 damage plus 10 more damage for each Pokemon you have in the discard pile, so we just want to fuel Flareon here, throw in a ton of Pokemon into the discard pile, and just attack for Vengeance. We do have Execute here for Propagation, that way we can have some consistency with drawing Pokemon and whatnot. We're going to go with Jirachi. For the support with Stellar Guidance, we have Mr. Mime here with Bench Barrier. And then Empoleon. So this is the tricky part. Empoleon is going to be played with Archie's Ace in a Hole. We want to just play Archie's just to get the Empoleon out, and then we can start use Diving Draw and maybe even use Attack Command for water weak Pokemon. And we have Acrobite, 4 of these, just to discard some more things and also draw into something as well. We have Battle Compressor, 4 of these. 1 Computer Search, 1 Switch, and 3 Ultra Balls. So I opted to play 1 Switch because you never know when you can get paralyzed or something like that. Switch is always a really handy card, and that's the only thing I altered here. Instead of having 4 Ultra Balls, we're going to be playing 3. 4 VS Seekers, and for the support line, we have AC Archies, we got Lysander trump card, only 1, and 4 Juniper, and that's it. 1 Floatstone, 2 Silver Bangles, 4 DCs, and 3 Water Energy. So I know the Top Cut already has a deck analysis on this and also a match, but you know what? You guys want to see this on my channel as well, so I figured why not, right? Why not showcase it as well? So here we go. This is going to be the Empoleon and Flareon deck on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright, we'll be playing against a Metal, Water, and Colorless deck of some sort. It's going to be Carbon 65535. And let's see how I pilot this deck. Everyone, even with the same deck, some folks might end up piloting it a little bit different. This is the Flareon right here. What happened to our Flareon? I have no idea. So we start off pretty strong right here. What we can do, we can actually play the Battle Compressor. So we can do a couple things. Let's try to make this work. All right, so if we can get the Empoleon in turn 1, that would be pretty sick. So the plan here is we'll go with the Battle Compressor, get the Empoleon, get the maybe some other things out here. But then after that, what I want to do is we can play the Silver Bangle, we can play the Computer Search maybe, and get the Archie. So at some point we just want to end up with just Archie's Ace in the Hole, and we're gonna play this out. All right, so let's think about the strategy here a bit. My opponent plays the Ultra Ball. We even see Skyla, so I'm tempted to play N at this point, but man, it's so tempting. The power to get Archie's Ace in the Hole and get Empoleon is just too great right now. I don't mind. Yeah, I really don't mind not doing that. Oh my goodness, we have the Empoleon right here. Okay, so here's the plan. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. We can Battle Compressor. We can always do a variety of different things here. We can play the Ultra Ball, get an Eevee, play the yeah. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the let's see. Yeah, let's get the Eevee. We don't need Silver Bangle. All right, so there's the plan. Let's get the Eevee out here. All right, so that's step 1. And step 2 is we want to play Battle Compressor and just get fuel some more things. So we gotta do this pretty carefully here. But you know, let's go ahead. We're gonna get the Archies. Unless it's prized. Here's the Empoleon. We gotta check first. Unless Archie is prized. It is not prized. Okay, perfect. And let's go with a Battle Compressor. What we want to do is just throw out some Pokemon that we don't really care for. Let's get rid of the Aldino. Let's get rid of the Execute. And I don't think my opponent attacks the bench since my opponent is only targeting the active spot. So let's go ahead. We'll do that. We'll even let's get rid of the Empoleon. And all right, fine. Let's get rid of the Mr. Mime. Here we go. We'll do that. And bam! Let's get the Empoleon into play. Look at that. This is pretty slick. And oh man, I probably should have used Transform for the Eevee because these guys are weak against grass. So let's go ahead. We will go and let's go ahead. We'll use the ability. Let's get Propagation here. Let's go for the Diving Draw. And look at that, we get an Audino. We can probably Diving Draw that later. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to play this here. And the next turn we can always play the DCE onto the Eevee and go on our merry way. Alright, so definitely didn't work so well right there. I probably should have evolved. I could have been able to knock out this Froakie, I think. Well, maybe not. And here it is. There is the rare candy setup. And the Greninja is out into play right now. We could definitely see some water shurikens going. We even see a Miltank over there. So Miltank's powerful friends. And my opponent attacks the Ditto. We'll be able to knock out the Ditto in one shot, but that's okay. We will bring out the Eevee, and we should be able to do a Energy Crush onto the Greninja. So my opponent will hit us for a Miss Slash for 50. And alright, so there it is. Misplayed the Eevee. Should have played it on the Ditto. Definitely did not pilot that well. And I'm just going to go for the DCE, I guess. There we go. Let's see here. We will probably just go with a Juniper. No need to really do anything else. We could play the N. My opponent's got a lot of cards, so I'm going to go ahead. We'll play the N. That's a pretty solid thing to do. Otherwise, we could have played the Archies, but let's take a look here. Let's go with this. And we get a Floatstone. I want to keep that. No, never mind. Let's go with the Eevee. I'll take the Eevee. And alright, let's go with the Propagation here. And discard, we get another Acrobike. And we get a Battle Compressor. I'm going to take that, discard the Juniper. No need. Did I play a support this turn already? I did. So let's go ahead. We'll just play the Battle Compressor. And that way we will just Battle Compress. Throw some more things in the discard pile. I don't think we're going to use Flareon in this kind of deck. Let's get rid of the Audino. And we'll get rid of... I guess we'll get rid of one of the Flareons. Maybe we'll even get rid of... Let's get rid of 2 Flareons because they're weak against water. And my opponent can actually... Well, let's see here. What do we want to get rid of? Maybe a Jirachi, maybe a Lysander, maybe the Lysander. That'd be pretty solid. Or the Lysander Storm card. Don't need to do that right now. So, all right. Let's go with a Tasting, and we get another Eevee there. We'll go with the Energy Crush. We'll hit for 80 damage. That'll be a 2-hit knockout. My opponent would be able to target perhaps the Eevee with another Water Shuriken. And never mind, my opponent opts to retreat. So now I regret not discarding the Lysander. I should have discarded Lysander. That way we could use Via Seeker and bring out the Greninja. So in hindsight, I should have done that. But again, I'm not too used to piloting this deck. But we see the Miltank out here. The Miltank would be able to knock out the Leafeon. But hey, we got another Leafeon here. And what I really want to do, though, is I want to promote the Eevee and hope that we can get a Flareon. If we get the Flareon, we'll knock out this guy in one shot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon in play. Once the Leafeon gets knocked out, my opponent goes for a VS Seeker, probably for the Skyla, or it could be for the Juniper. It's for the Skyla. All right, we could see another rare candy, and we can see another Greninja out. So we don't really see Greninja get too much play anymore. Greninja is one of those Pokemon that, you know, people kind of see as inferior Pokemon, and you know, not as competitive as some other stage 2s. And there we go, we see another Greninja out here. Definitely can see another Water Shuriken. If you guys are Street Fighter fans, you would, you know, there's Shoryuken, right? The uppercut that Ryu and Ken does. Akuma does it as well, but anyways, and we get hit for 80, and that's it. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead. We'll just promote the Eevee. And what we're going to do is we'll just evolve here. And I'll just play this right there. We do get a VS Seeker, which we can go for the N. Yeah, let's do that. My opponent has 4 cards. But you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. So let's go for the N. I'm going to keep these Junipers for something else. And here it is. That's the thing with Water Shuriken, it's not affected by weakness or resistance. So our Flareon is pretty safe as of right now. I'm going to go ahead and discard these guys. And we get, let's see here, we have a Ditto. I guess we'll just discard that. I don't know. Let's just, yeah, let's just, we'll get rid of this, and let's go for a Tasting. We got the Lysander. We got a Ditto. Let's go for the Vengeance, hitting for 120 damage. Taking our first prize here. Again, the Greninjas shouldn't be able to knock us out in one hit, and I'm not too concerned about that. So, as of right now, we could see something like a Muscle Band and an Energy Drop. That's definitely a possibility as well, but for some reason, I'm not too concerned, because that won't knock us out. Man, this Flareon just doesn't want to show up for some reason. But I think we have this game pretty under control. We just need, let's take a look here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count that right? That's 9, right? Or was that 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, what? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Audino, 8, 9, 10. All right, it is 10. That's right. Okay, my opponent is inactive, and Cammy is going to lay down the hammer, letting my opponent know that, hey, you can't waste any more time here, buddy. If my opponent gets an energy drop here, we'll take out the Greninja, and then my opponent can knock out the Flareon in the next turn as well. So we got to watch out for that. But otherwise, we do have a Leafeon here ready to go. We also have an Empoleon here ready to go. At some point, we need to get the Lysander Strum card. Maybe we should play that now. But, you know, it's a little bit tricky to play that. And here we go. My opponent can still get a Muscle Band. With the Muscle Band, that'll actually knock us out. And, oh boy, that would be devastating. But what we can do is we can play the Greninja. And, I don't know, we can Lysander out this Greninja and take him out. Or we can play the Empoleon. We'll have to wait and see. But otherwise, Slurpuff here and Empoleon here is helping out quite a bit. We see the training center, so that gives us some more HP as well. Our Empoleon is now at 170 HP, so high fives to my opponent for beefing up our Pokemon. I don't mind that at all. And there it is. My opponent misses out on the energy drop, and I'm just going to go ahead. We'll use Busybody. We'll heal a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and go for a Diving Draw. Let's take out this Ditto. We even have an Acrobite here. We get a Battle Compressor. I'll take that. And so the trick here is, alrighty then. We can definitely, you know, we're running low on cards. I'm going to go with the Lysander Strum card. Let's go with a Tasting, and we get another Flareon. We get a switch. I want to take out this Greninja first before I play the Lysander Strum card. So let's go ahead. We're going to do that. Let's go for the 140 damage. We are a little bit short. I forgot about that training stadium. Should have played the Battle Compressor now that I think about it. But that's okay. Miscalculated there, and that was pretty shameful. Shame on me. not being able to really pilot this deck to its fullest abilities. We see the Miltank here. We could see something like a switch, and we could see my opponent get a muscle band and an energy drop, and then play the water shuriken. That would finish off the Flareon. That would be a ton of damage there, 30 from the water shuriken, and then my opponent wouldn't even need to play the muscle band. With Powerful Friends, my opponent would be able to hit for 80, and that would be a solid knockout. So here we go. We see a Jirachi here. We could see something like an N. We could see something like, I'm not sure, maybe a Sycamore, or I mean Juniper. My opponent doesn't play Sycamores. But with the Jirachi here, we could see something like another Skyla for another rare candy. Only 2 rare candies have been played so far. And never mind, we see the Professor Juniper. My opponent is down to 16 cards. By no means would we be able to deck out or not deck out before my opponent does, unless my opponent keeps playing more Junipers. But hey, here is the Greninja again with 160 HP. With a knockout here, we could catch up on the prize lead, but we'll have to wait and see. So what I'd like to do is Lysander's trump card. All right. Probably propagate the execute. Maybe do that first. But I don't know. Let's take a look. Yeah, probably propagate the execute, and that way we can discard him right away. And then we get at least 4 Pokemon in the discard pile. That would be spectacular. We see a superior energy retrieval. Wow, my opponent can actually target quite a bit right now. We could see something like a couple more. So my opponent could have done 2 Water Shurikens onto the Flareon, and then an energy drop. That would finish the finish off the Flareon. But anyways, my opponent is opting to do that right now. We see a Water Shuriken here, and there we go, the Flareon with another Water Shuriken. We could see the Mist Slash, and I'm expecting that. We will knock out the Greninja in the next turn with our Leafeon, but from here things are pretty grim. And okay, so what I want to do is, let's go ahead. We will use abilities. Let's just propagate. And I'm going to go with the Lysander's trump card, I think. We could Lysander out right now, but I'm going to knock out this Greninja regardless. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Alright, Lysander's trump card it is. I don't want to deck out here. And let's go for the Battle Compressor. Let's get out the Execute, and let's go with the Dino, maybe. Let's go with the Mr. Mime, and let's go with the other Empoleon. There we go. And we will even go with a Diving Draw here. Getting a Ditto out. Okay, so we'll play the Ditto. And let's go with the Tasting. Let's take a look here. We'll get rid of the Archie's Ace in a Hole, and maybe the Lysander here. Let's get the Eevee. We should be able to use the abilities right now, right? So let's transform, and let's play the DCE there. And we can even switch if we really want to. Our Leafeon, I don't think will get knocked out unless my opponent has some more energies, but I don't know. We can definitely go with a knockout here. I'm just going to go with a knockout here. Let's go with the Energy Crush, hitting for 40 damage. And alright, so that took a long time. The next turn, what we're going to do is probably just evolve the Eevee and then switch if we can. So my opponent right now needs a Muscle Band, would be able to knock us out with Powerful Friends. Or we could see something like a Water Shuriken, that would finish off the Leafeon as well. We see a Lysander's trump card as well from my opponent, so we won't be seeing an N, but the Lysander's trump card is weakening the Eevee and Flareon's attack. So here we go, we do get hit, we survive the turn. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll switch into the Slurpuff. I'm going to play the Full Stone there, and let's go with the Juniper. This is actually pretty good right here. I get to discard a couple different things. I'll go with the Audino here. Yeah, let's go with the Execute. No, let's go with the Audino. All right, and why not? We'll just heal a little. Oh wait, undo that. Okay, alright, so I want to play this here, that way we can retreat with the Empoleon if needed. So let's go ahead, we'll take a look at this. We get a Silver Bangle, let's go with the Acro Bite here, and I'm going to play this again. We get a VS Seeker, I'm going to go with the Dowsing Machine, the Battle Compressor, and let's go with the Diving Draw, taking out the Audino, And ooh, we can just keep powering away. So let's go ahead. We'll get rid of the execute, and let's get rid of another Ditto. Why not? Here we go. So a couple of different things we can do here. We can discard a DCE, and we can get another. Let's go ahead. We're gonna do that. Let's go. We will get another Eevee going. That way we can have another backup attacker after that. So let's go ahead. We will retreat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are one short. Let's take a look at our bench here. So we got 1, 2, or discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, a little bit short again. So here's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna propagate. And we're going to play this right here. So now we can retreat into the Empoleon, and we can go for an attack command. Hit for 100 damage because of the execute. Isn't that just silly? Oh, man. Okay, so right now my opponent shouldn't be able to knock us out. I mean, otherwise my opponent can still use a Water Shuriken onto the Leafeon on the bench. And actually can Water Shuriken the execute here as well. But otherwise... oh, that's 2 prizes right there. I should have thought about that, but we were able to get rid of the Miltank, and we are tied in prizes. My opponent can take a huge prize lead here, but the Empoleon should be able to stand his ground and take on this Greninja here on the bench, but not the one that's full HP. So we'll have to wait and see. I will retreat probably into the Flareon. I have to wait and see. My opponent only has 2 cards. My opponent might have some energies up there. My opponent would need something like an energy drop, 1 energy, and a Professor's Letter. So that will allow my opponent to get the energy drop and get the Water Shuriken. But no, that's it. My opponent passes the turn. We get the Leafeon here. And let's go with the Juniper. I'm going to go ahead and... let's just attach the energy here. Let's go with the Acro Bike, and I'm going to keep the Battle Compressor. Let's go and compress some more Pokemon. We don't need to see the Jirachi, and don't need to see the Flareon. Let's get rid of something else, maybe another Battle Compressor. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to go for the Diving Draw. I'll get rid of the Flareon, I guess. And wow, we are short on cards once again. And let's go ahead, we'll get rid of these. I don't really need to play the Acrobike. That would just kind of shorten our hand anyways. And we have a VS Seeker. I'm going to go and get rid of the Juniper. There's nothing in there. Let's go with this. And yeah, let's just get rid of it. I don't know. We don't really need anything at this point. I'm going to go for the retreat, I think. Let's take a look at how much we got here. We got 1, 2... right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pokemon in the discard pile. And we have a ton of Pokemon here on our bench. We probably didn't need to do that, but I'm going to do that so we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, shucks. Okay. All right, so let's just go ahead. We'll just go for a tasting. In the next turn, I'm going to, let's see here. Alright, in the next turn, what I want to do is just go with a Lysander's trump card. And we're gonna go with the Empoleon the rest of the way. Wow, my opponent gets 2 energies here. That's gonna be 2 knockouts on the executes and stuff like that. So we'll have to be a little bit careful here. My opponent can still pull off a win, and there is 50 damage on the Empoleon. Okay, let's take a look. Let's go with the Lysander's trump card. That's probably the only thing we can do here. We don't want to end up decking out. And let's go with the Battle Compressor. All this all over again. Let's get rid of the Jirachi. We will get rid of the Mr. Mime. And let's get rid of the Empoleon. And here we go. Let's go with a Diving Draw. Getting rid of that. We get a DCE here. Let's see what we can do. Let's go with a Tasting as well. And we get a Silver Bangle that we don't need. So I will go ahead and I'll just, I don't know, might as well just play this here. Right, let's just go for the attack command. I'm surprised my opponent didn't play those Water Shurikens earlier, but I'm not sure what happened there. But anyways, we will see an energy drop. We could see something like a Muscle Band. We could see the Water Shuriken hit us for 30. And so we'll be down to 90, and that's it. So it looks like that's going to be game right here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just Lysander out this guy. And let's go with a Tasting. And we'll go with a diving draw. Getting rid of a couple of these. So wait, do we have enough? Not even close. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty pathetic. And my opponent concedes the match. And wow, that took a long time. What was that? All right, I was just kind of messing around. I probably totally misplayed that a bunch of times, but all right, let's play. We'll play this deck one more time and see what happens from there. Hopefully, we can win back-to-back matches. So here we go. The Flareon Empoleon deck. Watching a blue golf ball mess up a ton of times trying to pilot this deck, and let's see if we can win one more match here today. And we will be going against Tornado Fire, and it's a fighting and psychic deck. So I'm still learning how to pilot this deck a little bit better, and another thing I noticed is that I probably shouldn't bench a bunch of things, but I wanted to use the Empoleon as well. This is a Flareon deck, but it definitely is an Empoleon deck as well, and I thought, you know, why not fill up the bench and try to use Empoleon and do Attack a Man. That's a ton of fun right there. We see my opponent I think my opponent gets to choose the coin toss here. We don't really have anything in the game log yet, so I gotta wait and see if my opponent's gonna choose heads or tails. Hopefully we win the coin toss, and oh my goodness, my opponent does win the coin toss. And we start off with an Eevee. We have the Flareon as well. We have the Ultra Ball. We get a Lysander's trump card that's not really necessary. And wow, we're playing against a Groudon EX. So I'm expecting to see a Primal Groudon EX. I think that's what's going to happen. My opponent even gets a heads on the Professor Birch's observation here. Strong Energy, Muscle Band, turn 1. That is ridiculous. And we are weak against fighting type. So this is going to be very, very scary for us. I'm going to go ahead and play the Acrobite, and we get a Battle Compressor. I'm going to go ahead and keep that for myself. Let's see here. This guy is weak against grass. So what I want to do is, well, let's go ahead. We'll discard these, and I'm going to let the Eevee take a hit, I guess. And this is not looking too good for us, but you know, here we go. We will go with this right here, and let's just thin out the deck a little bit more. We'll go with the Archies, Ace in the Hole, maybe. Well, let's get rid of the Empoleons first. I think we'll go. Wow, Leafeon is still loading right here. Hopefully, it actually loads all the way. We'll go and get rid of the Executes. There's another. Oh, that's Leafeon, not an Execute. You better watch out for that. We'll go with the Empoleon as well. Maybe we'll go with another Execute. Oh, wait, the other Execute is prized. So let's just go with the Empoleon. And wow, we are without a hand. If we can top deck an Archie's Ace in a Hole, that would be just amazing. So, oh my goodness, my opponent discards our DCE, and we are without a hand. And my opponent, it will knock out this poor little Eevee. We just came off with a really bad start. And my opponent mocks us by playing a, not really mocking us, but my opponent does play the Skyla for the end, and this is pretty disappointing. My opponent is doing 30, 50, 70, 90 damage. And with another strong energy, that would knock us out. So, I don't know. We see the Muscle Band over here. We see another energy there. We will get hit for 90. We will at least survive the turn. My opponent plays an end, so that's kind of nice for us. We can get a Jirachi off of this, so that's good news as well. All right, we have a Lysander that is a little bit devastating here, but okay, so we get an Eevee. That's always good. I'm actually going to undo that. I'm going to go with the Ditto, and we'll use the Ditto's abilities to transform into the Eevee. And looks like we will go with the Jirachi here. I'm going to end up probably just playing, let's see here. We'll get the Archie's Ace in a Hole. I think that's pretty good. So we can pull that off at the very least. And I'm going to switch into here and play Full Stone here. And let's go and get that Archie's Ace in the Hole. Good thing I didn't discard him. So here we go. Here's Archie. And let's get the Empoleon. So there's still some hope. Definitely still some hope. We can get another Eevee going. Let's go with the Dino here. I think I'm going to hang on to that. That's pretty good. And we also have an N. Let's go for the Battle Compressor. We already discarded the Slurpuff, so we can go ahead. We'll discard that. And I'm going to hang on to the Mr. Mime. I think if we see something that, you know, could hit the bench, you never know when that can happen. Let's just get rid of the Dittos. And I'm going to go and I'm going to retreat into, let's see here. Let's go ahead. We're going to propagate first. And I'm going to go with a diving draw. Can we get an energy? Yes, we got an energy. And we even get an acro bike. So let's go ahead. We'll hang on to the Juniper. And I guess we'll discard the Mr. Mime. Yeah, we'll discard the Mr. Mime. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll retreat into here, and I'll even use a busybody. That's not really necessary. We'll go for the energy crush in for 180 damage, taken out. Look at that, with the weakness. Oh my goodness. My opponent here won't be able to knock us out, and my opponent concedes the match. Oh man, that was crazy. Oh wow. Okay, I think I did a pretty decent job piloting this part. I was able to pull off everything we needed. Even got the Empoleon. Was able to dive and draw. Get the cards we needed. Wow, that was pretty slick. All right. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go ahead. We'll play one more match. And you know what? If I lose, I lose. We played 3 matches. I won the first 2. Let's see if we can pull off a 3rd win. And we'll be playing against Bear 391980, and I'm gonna go for heads this time, and we go second. Oh, that's a bummer. 1980, so that means my opponent could be born on March 9th, 1980. That could be what 1980 means. We start off with a Ditto. Oh, that's just silly. We do get a Juniper here, so. I'm going to go ahead and play the Acro Bite and then probably just go with a Juniper. Wow, we see a Cobalion. That's weak against fire, so we have a little bit of a type advantage here. My opponent goes for a Jirachi. I will be discarding a Leafeon and a Flareon, but that's okay with me. And oh my goodness, we see an N. Oh man, we had a pretty good start right there. But we started off... Alright, let's go with the Acro Bite. We have the Flareon and the Swirlix. I'm going to hang on to the Flareon. And what we're going to do here is, let's go ahead, we will, oh, I shouldn't have played the Acro Bite. Oh, man. Let's see, what did I discard? Oh, I discarded the Swirlix. I should have kept that. Let's see here. I mean, we can still pull this off. So let's go ahead. We're going to do this. I'm going to get rid of these guys. And let's go with the Eevee right here. And I'm going to go with this Ditto. Let's go ahead. We'll use the abilities. Do that. And all right, here we go. Let's go with the Archie's Ace in the Hole. We'll even go with the Execute. Let's get rid of the other Empoleon. And we'll even get rid of the Slurpuff since we already discarded the Swirlix. Wait a second. We need to get rid of the Archies. What am I thinking? Is Archie in here? Hello, Archie. Where you at? Oh, no. Archie isn't here. Where did Archie go? Oh, no. We had a huge opportunity to get Archie, but you know what? It's a bit of a shame. We won't be getting Archie. We'll be getting the Juniper instead, and I guess that's a Constitution prize. We get another Ditto. We get an Acro Bike that we don't necessarily need. So Flareon needs to carry us home here. Definitely Flareon needs to carry us home. So I'm going to go ahead. We'll get the Battle Compressor. And let's get the Slurpuff. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of the Execute. And we can hang on to the Jirachi. We'll get rid of the Mr. Mime. I don't think they attack the bench whatsoever. And here we go. All right. I guess that's it. We're going to end the turn, and I can definitely get... Man, I really like to get a Flareon going. If we can get a Flareon, we can probably one-shot this Cobalion. I'm going to hang on to the switch. We'll play the Water Energy in the next turn. If we can top deck a Flareon, that would be just gorgeous. We see my opponent going for the Energy Press. We even see the Muscle Band over here. So poor little Ditto. It's only 70 HP. And my opponent goes for the N. I'm okay with that. We get the Flareon as well. So here is 40 damage. We do get the... Oh, wow. We even get a DCE. I guess I have no choice but to play that there. And we'll go with this as well. I'm going to go... We'll just play... You know what? Let's go with the Busybody. Why not? And I'm going to go in Ultra Ball. Let's get rid of this Leafeon. I'm going to go for the Eevee. Get another Eevee going. That's pretty good. And we'll go with the Juniper again, Junipering into a fresh hand. We don't... Oh, man, that's a little bit disappointing. Let's see if we can get the Floatstone. Wow, we got a Floatstone off of that. That is sick. And we will retreat. And let's even go for a battle compressor. Let's get rid of the Dino. We can hang on. Let's get rid of these guys. And we should be well on our way. Let's go for the Vengeance. 320 damage. That is not necessary. And, oh, there is no Archie. Where are you, Archie? We missed out on Archie on that turn 1. We definitely could have gotten Archie's Ace in the Hole turn 1. But that's okay. We have a Ghost Flareon here. And my opponent brings out a Keldeo. I'm going to just bring out the Cobalion. I think that's what we're going to do. We could see a Float Stone. My opponent goes for a Zero Sick. And here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead. We'll just evolve. And I'm going to play this here. We'll just bring out the Cobalion. And I don't want to deal with Righteous Edge. So let's go with the Vengeance. 380 damage. Oh, man. Where is Archie? What? There is no Archie. And I have another Silver Bangle here. I'll play the Ultra Ball, get another Eevee out. I think I have 2 Eevees in the discard pile already. Nope, just 1 Eevee, I think. So if I didn't check if the other Eevee was prized or not, but we should be able to at least get another Eevee going. And oh my goodness, this Flareon is fully powered and ready to go. And this is just a dominating performance right now from Flareon. And I think I got used to piloting this deck a little bit better. But alright, so we have a Jirachi here, we have VS Seeker. I could just bring out the Jirachi, take him out. And here we go, my opponent goes with a Keldeo. I think I have enough to take out the Keldeo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12. And that's it. My opponent concedes. That would have been 12 plus 50, so that's 170. I could knock out the Keldeo. And there we go, folks. That is 3 matches here. Wow, 700 damage dealt. Flareon was a beast. And that's it for the deck today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Give the video a thumbs up if you guys liked it. And if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. If you guys have any deck ideas, shoot them my way, and I'll see if I can build them. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Goodbye.